Hi guys, it's Amy from Oyster Yoga. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to share with you a little routine that you can do before bedtime. And this is a great way to soothe and calm your body and your mind to prepare for the deep rest of sleep. So if you are having trouble sleeping, or if you just want to get yourself prepped and ready for bedtime, this is a great little sequence that you can do at home with minimal props. If you do have a bolster at home and a blanket, grab those. If you don't have a bolster, it might be a nice substitute to take a big comfy pillow. Maybe a big bed pillow would work well for a couple of poses that we're going to do. So I'll show you how to use those. And then I'm also going to actually ask you to grab your cell phone. You can put it on airplane mode so nobody bothers you, but you can use it as a timer. So I'm going to give you an option. I'll show you how to come into a restorative pose, and you can actually pause the video and then just set a little timer on your phone, and you can stay there for as long as you want to. So I'll leave that up to you. So have that cell phone handy if you'd like, and you can set the timer, grab a bolster, grab a blanket. And you can actually head into your bedroom. If there's a little space on the floor next to your bed, you can take some of these poses next to your bed, or I'll show you a couple poses that you can do on the bed as well. So I'm going to show you from the mat over here. And we're going to start in a tabletop position. So you'll see I have my mat really close to the wall. If you like to take legs up the wall at the wall, you can do that, or I'll show you in a moment how to come in if you bring your mat close to the bed, or even if you just have a comfy carpet or something to kneel on the floor. Set yourself up so that you feel good and have your props handy next to you. We're just going to begin with some cat-cow breathing. So come into a tabletop position, and you can just be comfortable. Don't worry too much about alignment. At this time at night, just be comfortable on your mat. Sometimes it feels good to take a little wider stance with the knees and with the hands, maybe turning the fingers out slightly. And then take your first inhale, nice deep breath in, arching the back, looking up. And begin to round your spine, draw your chin all the way into your chest. And then continue to move in rhythm with your breathing. Deep inhales, moving slowly. Full exhales, rounding. Inhale. And exhale. And you can continue on like this if this is feeling really good, or just listening to the body if it feels good to maybe sway your belly a bit from side to side like a hammock. Maybe it feels good to circle back toward child's pose, roll the shoulders, roll the head and neck. Take a few breaths for yourself, just loosening up any of the kinks of the day. And then we're going to come back into a child's pose. And this is where if you have a big comfy pillow or a bolster, it may come in handy. So you can do this on the floor next to your bed, or you can hop up onto the bed if that's a little more comfortable for your knees. I like to take the bolster between my knees, and then I lengthen my spine and I walk my hands out in front of me, and you'll just take one cheek all the way down to the bolster. If the bolster feels like it's too far away, try stacking two pillows on top of each other, or you can throw your blanket on top there and bring it a little closer to you. You want to set your elbows a little bit wide of the bolster so you're not cramped up, you're not holding your body weight up with your arms. You have some space. And you can close your eyes and just take 5 deep breaths here, relaxing into the bolster, letting the body settle. And then you can just turn your other cheek to the bolster, to your pillow for 5 deep breaths. Eyes closed, nice and soft. Arms are heavy. And then eyes open. Slide your hands back alongside of the bolster and just slowly press yourself up into a seated position. Take your props off to the side. Give your knees a little rest. Come back into your tabletop. Maybe step back and stretch the back of your leg. If you push some weight back into your heel, you can do this on your bed or you can do it on the floor. And then set those knees back down. We're going to come into a modified rabbit pose next. So feel the top of your head, the crown of your head. Place your hand there now. Put a little pressure and memorize that spot. This is the spot that we're looking to connect either to the mat, the floor, the bed, whatever surface you're doing your practice on. So the very top of the head, not the forehead or the front of your scalp here. You want to come all the way to the top of your head. So I take my hands wide, about mat distance wide, and I bring them down on the mat. I lift my seat, and I tuck my chin all the way into my chest, and I bend into the elbows, supporting myself with my hands. I set the top of my head down on the mat or on the bed, and you can slide your hands back a bit and just take some very gentle circles. Circling around the crown of your head. It's very gentle pressure, but it should feel really good. It's like you're getting a head massage. And you can make little shapes with your head. Circling around. Front to back a bit. And you'll find little sweet spots there. If some place feels good, feel free to hold. And then very gently sit back to the heels again. And then pressing down into the hands, slowly roll your way up into a seated position. And then you'll take yourself around. And this is where we're either going to come to the wall or we're going to come to the edge of the bed. I'm going to use the wall for today. And I have my bolster handy right next to my mat here. So have that handy, and if you're coming to the wall, you're going to come sit up really close. So I'm right up against the wall. My hip is up against the wall here. Same thing is true if you're doing this at the bed. Come really close to the edge of your bed here, all the way up close. And then I take my hands down alongside of me, and I'm going to sort of tuck my hip underneath of me and try to bring my shoulder, my bottom shoulder, as close to my hips as I can. So sometimes I see people coming out here and then you're really far away from the wall and you try to come in. So tuck that shoulder really close to you. And then if you need to, while you're on your side, just shimmy a little bit closer to the wall. Then you're going to lay onto your back and swing one leg at a time up the wall. Or if you're at the bed, you don't have to have your legs extended in the air, so don't take any effort. Just sort of bend your knees so that your shins rest on the top of the bed there. You can do this on the couch too, and you might be perfectly comfortable here. But if you want to amplify the soothing effect of this pose, legs up the wall or legs up the bed, you can use the bolster. So what I do is then take my feet to the wall. It's just a little bend into the knees. I push my feet, and you can use your heels on the bed if you're there. Lift your seat, and then take the bolster up underneath of you. So another mistake that I see some people make is that they'll set the bolster right up against the wall, and then you get this sort of like crashing down feeling. You're collapsing into your back. So what you can do is just slide it up so it's underneath of you, and so your pelvis feels neutral, and then you can kick the legs up the wall if you're there. And just make sure that you feel comfortable. And then another key for relaxation is getting the heart up above the throat. So to do that, you'll take a moment to just tuck the shoulder blades underneath of you, and you'll see this nice lift that I have in my chest. And then you'll just rock your head a few times side to side. And this is where the cell phone is going to come in handy. So, especially because I have the sirens ringing in the background, if you guys can hear that. You're going to take your cell phone and just set a little timer for yourself. You can hold here for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, as much time as you would like. And you'll start to feel the blood rushing down from the feet, and you'll start to feel that calming effect. So just closing the eyes and taking a few deep breaths. Beginning to settle in. So you can pause the video and set your timer if you like. And then I'll show you, once you've finished your resting time here in this pose, we'll come out the way that we came in. So take a little bend into the knees, set the feet on the wall, like bridge pose. You'll push just a little lift, slide that bolster out from underneath of you, and then you'll reach up and take your knees into your chest and just gently rock it out. And then you can roll yourself onto your side and slowly press yourself up into a seated position. And you can take any other final little poses or stretches that you need to before you feel ready for sleep. I hope you feel a little bit calmer. I wish you all a very good night's sleep, and namaste.